I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X, blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry, because I'll bet my mom can't cook.
Hello and welcome back to Mom Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast. I'm Luke Westaway and I'm joined by Andy Farrant. Hello, Andy.
Still going on, is it?
It's still going on.
Okay, well, fine. I'm here now, I suppose. I'm Andy. I am also an enjoyer of DCOMs.
And one DCOM that I know you enjoy so much is the Disney Channel original movie Horse Sense.
Horse Sense.
God, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Hard to love.
Coming November 20th. What happens when you take this city guy out of the city?
Nice boots. Can't play cowboy without him, right?
Horse Sense, a new Disney Channel original movie featuring Joey and Andy Lawrence, coming November 20th.
On Disney. You know, I'm really missing a great photo op here.
Yeah, Horse
Sense. I feel like your mouth does so much. You know what, listener?
Sense.
If you're listening to this podcast, already people think you're weird. So you may as well just try saying horse sense out loud just to get an appreciation for how mouth-mangling it is.
Wherever you are in the queue for airport security.
Hey, look, if you're in the queue for airport security, just whisper it. Just lock eyes with the TSA agent and whisper
horse sense. And if you're lucky, they'll be like, hey, I love that movie. Or possibly, considering the fortunes of the actors in it, I was in that movie.
I can tell you there is approximately zero chance that anyone who you say horse sense to will say, hey, I love that movie, unless you're talking to Joey Lawrence or small Joey Lawrence, whose real name is
Andrew Lawrence.
Andrew Lawrence.
Okay,
there we go.
Right, okay, we need to explain the Lawrence brothers. So this is one of two Disney Channel original movies featuring the Lawrence brothers. You might know Joey Lawrence, the eldest brother. He was in Blossom. He played Joey. He had a sitcom with Melissa Joan Hart called Melissa and Joey. But there were three of these brothers. There was Joey Lawrence, Matthew Lawrence, the middle brother, you might know as the boy from Mrs. Doubtfire. That was him.
Of course.
Yeah. And then
the actual most famous one, because he was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
He's not in this one.
No.
But he is in the other Lawrence brothers film. And the youngest, little Andrew Lawrence. Now, he was the most prolific in terms of DCOMs, because he had several to himself. He had a wrestling one. He had one where he clones himself.
The Other Me.
Which has, actually, sidebar, been removed from Disney Plus since we watched it.
Why?
I have a theory.
Okay.
That The Other Me is about cloning.
It is.
And I think the suits at Langley discovered this film, and they were like, this is worryingly close to the actual US cloning program.
You think someone bought this to somebody at the CIA and was like, sir, you need to see this DCOM, it's worryingly close to our own research.
They had to pull a bunch of Superman comics in the 40s, I think, because they were getting Superman was writing about all atom bombs and stuff, and the US government was like, hey, where did you get this info? And they're like, we're just making it up. Well, it's too close to reality. Get rid of it.
If I was the head of the CIA and someone brought this to me, I would say, okay, one, yes, let's have it pulled from Disney Plus because it's too close, and two, you're fired for knowing about this because you must have watched The Other Me on company time.
Well, yeah, who's paying for that Disney Plus subscription? Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Bloody Sam is who.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the only reason I can think of for why they were taking a wholly owned Disney movie off Disney Plus.
But generally, a frightening trend. What are we going to do if they pull all the Disney Channel original movies?
If they pull Brink, I don't know what I'm going to do.
We march on Main Street, USA.
Who's with us?
Who's with us? You just need to pay £80 to get into the Magic Kingdom, and then we march onto the castle,
and then we can go on Space Mountain. It'll be
and we say,
day.
look, we paid £80 to get in here. Isn't that enough to put Brink back on?
Please, can we have Brink? Just give us the master tape and we'll leave. Yeah. So this is a Lawrence brothers joint. There are Joey and Andrew are in it.
Oh, did you Google the phrase, by the way? Horse sense.
No, is it a phrase?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I googled it, and it is a phrase, and it basically means common sense, which makes sense in the context of the plot of the film, because it is about a man who has little horse sense and ends the film with a wealth of it.
Well, Yes, but also the main business of the ranch in this film is cattle. So it should be called Cow Sense.
Oh my god, he's right. Horse sense.
It's never going to not sound weird. It's about Joey Lawrence, who is a spoiled Beverly Hills rich boy, and he is visited by his down-home country cousin, Andrew Lawrence, who comes to visit, and he gets roundly ignored for 4 days while Joey Lawrence has a great time. And Joey Lawrence's parents say he can't go on his much-anticipated trip to Europe unless he goes out to the Montana ranch where Andrew Lawrence lives and spends some time among real folks learning the real ways of horses and such.
That is an extremely good summary. I think the subtext to Horse Sense is that it is a tale of immense self-loathing told by Hollywood
about how everyone in Montana is better than them.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you know, this was made. It's a movie, right? So it's a Hollywood movie, ostensibly, but it is about the vacuous and vapid pond scum that live and work in Los Angeles, and how everything they do is worthless
and hollow and shallow, and meaningless.
I think the writers of this were going through something. You know, you pitch in another what you scrape into your creative works are being ignored. This isn't how you pictured it when you were just a boy, and you just see a painting of a horse on a wall, and you think, there must be a better way.
Well, maybe it started different, and then they announced that Joey Lawrence was cast and also executive producing the film. And the narrative twisted.
Is he executive producing the film?
Did you not notice his executive producer credit?
Okay, well, this explains all of the scenes where his enormous arm muscles are prominently on display.
All the characters are loudly admiring his muscles.
Wow, how much can you bench, Mr. Lawrence?
Well, let me break down my routine for you. This will be the next 15 minutes of film.
Sorry, Mr. Lawrence, I just realised I called you Mr. Lawrence, and I should have said Michael, because that's your character's name in the film. Should we go for another take?
No, that'll be fine. I'll be in my trailer doing crunches and curls, if anyone needs me.
So, structurally, the first part of this parable, and I think it is a parable, on par with anything you'd find in a religious text.
Yeah, or Aesop's fables.
Is about Tommy, the little one, going to Los Angeles. So should we talk about that? Should we talk about what it's like for Tommy in LA?
Well, we need to start off and preface this by saying the mom in this film can cook, but that's because she lives on a ranch and she keeps it real. Okay,
we will get into Horse Sense, but we have to talk about how we have shot ourselves in the foot very badly by calling this podcast Mom Can't Cook, which I promise is a recurring trope.
It's a real thing
in Disney Channel original movies, but the first three that we've covered feature mums that either are dead or smart houses or aren't relevant or can cook.
The next one definitely, we promise, will feature a mum that can't cook. Otherwise, we're going to start looking real bad out here, Luke. We've got to find a mum that can't cook.
I know.
Fast.
The next one absolutely has a nailed-on mum who just whiffs it in the kitchen.
Yeah, on the regular.
On the regular, yeah. And I promise, if you stick with this podcast, you will realise, yes, it's a trend. It happens all the time. Luke and Andy were right.
Luke and Andy are good. So we get a montage of how kind of down-home, country living these folks are. Yep. He's the young boy whose name is Tommy. He can't
wait to help out around the house.
Yeah, he loves it. He's whittling a whistle with a knife. He's wearing a little boy cowboy hat.
He doesn't have to dress like that. No. There are no cowpoke enhancing powers to his sort of silly tucked in plaid shirt. I don't know.
And he's indoors. He doesn't need to have the hat on indoors. It's good protection if you're working the fields, I suppose.
I think the context to all this, right, is that his father has sadly passed away, presumably run over by 100 horses.
Yeah.
I mean, they mention a sickness. I think it's implied that the sickness was being run over by 100 horses. Mm-hmm. So he's trying so hard to be the man of the house.
Despite being like 9.
I was looking for any sign in this film that Tommy goes to school.
I think he is of the school of life, and he learns from the horses. He's like a sort of Mowgli figure.
But Bagheera and Shere Khan and Baloo are all horses.
Yeah. They're that's all very well, Mrs. Tommy, but it is a legal requirement that he attend some form of school.
Don't worry, because in the third act, there is a throwaway line that reveals that Tommy at least has been to school, because he refers to some of his old school things.
Right.
That doesn't suggest he's still in school, but hey, I think maybe this film is supposed to take place like across a halcyon summer, you know?
Oh,
Everyone's
okay,
out of
that makes
school.
sense.
So I think that's what's going on.
Do we ever see him read anything out loud?
You want to test the literacy?
I'm wondering if he can read.
No, but we see him staring in angry confusion at several signs.
That's true. The way the film opens is it contrasts the two characters. So we have the introduction of Tommy, who is down-home country boy, loves to help, full of good intentions and love for his mother and his branch and his family and the natural world, etc.
And then there's Michael.
We smash cut to Michael, who is being awoken by the world's strangest alarm clock.
It's a TV with a mouth
The
in
video of a woman's mouth.
it. Okay, Andy.
Yes.
Who lives the kind of life where you wake up at 12:15 in the afternoon, but also sets an alarm for then?
Is it an alarm that he set, or is it a sort of ambient thing that's like, right, that's enough? That's what I kind of got from it. Because it's a video of a woman's mouth saying time to get up over and over again.
I assumed it was supposed to be a kind of rich people alarm clock.
This is the bedroom of a rich person in a Disney Channel original movie, which means it's absolutely bonkers. So, it's got like racks and racks of free weights. It's got these like bubble tubes that sort of run from floor to ceiling and don't appear to have any function.
Michael's whole house, I guess because it's a kids' film, right? So it has to be a sort of child's idea of how rich folks live. So,
which is mostly bubble tubes.
It's mostly bubble tubes and enormous stacks of VHSs. Like, can you imagine greater riches than an entire room full of VHS tapes? We're told that they have every movie because there's a sort of industry hookup that the family has, and there's a popcorn machine.
And
how the other half live, eh?
Yeah, they've got it
popcorn.
all. We're told that Joey Lawrence is in school, despite being 35 years old.
Yeah, right. Okay, so he's not in high school because he's studying land trusts.
I think he's in college.
Which is an extremely clumsy bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So he must be in college or something.
So his priorities are sleeping late, his own arms, and his girlfriend, who is the daughter of a famous movie director, the director of such films as Lethal Force, Tornado, and Tornado 2.
There's no subtitle for Tornado 2, which I think is a missed opportunity.
But yeah, Joey Lawrence's dad. I'm going to keep calling him Joey Lawrence.
That's fine.
His dad is some sort of businessman.
Should we call them Big Lawrence and Little Lawrence?
Big Lawrence and Little Lawrence is probably the way of doing it, yeah. So Big Lawrence's dad is some sort of businessman. He's like, oh, good to see you're home for lunch between classes. He doesn't realise.
Little does he know.
Big Lawrence has slept till noon.
Disgusting. We are given this kind of contrast between the two attitudes that these sweet Lawrence boys have adopted.
He gets a D on his paper as well. And it doesn't stand for delightful reading, dude. No. Which is his guess. What the D might mean.
The fact that he got a D on his land trust essay is going to become an enormous plot hole in the film's third act. But there's no need to rush ahead to that because who should show up? But of course it's Tommy. Now, sorry, Little Lawrence.
Yes.
Now, Little Lawrence and Big Lawrence, they have spent some time together. They are cousins in this film.
They had a great time at a family reunion that is talked about very fondly.
Little Lawrence is coming to stay for like a week or roughly a week, right? And as
4 days, I think.
Big Lawrence's parents, Little Lawrence's aunt and uncle, say, "Oh yeah, we're so sorry that we can't be here, but we have to do this thing in Palm Springs. Like, reschedule. What the boy, you can move the boy's schedule.
He's got to help his mom on the ranch.
But if you got called away to a thing in Palm Springs, and your nephew was supposed to be coming to stay with you, you'd be like, well, I'm so sorry, but we have to reschedule or cancel you coming to stay with us. Because from a childcare perspective, the idea of having Little Lawrence come and basically just stay in the house by himself for 4 days under the stewardship of none other than your shiftless Big Lawrence son.
I think they don't understand what a piece of shit their son is.
No, they don't, because they're incredibly surprised at his bad behaviour.
So they think it'll be fine. But yeah, the young Lawrence arrives and he's waiting at the airport, and Joey Lawrence, the eldest Lawrence, is late to pick him up.
Yeah, so he's on campus, and on campus, Big Lawrence says to his girlfriend Gina, "Whoa, I was supposed to be at the airport. 30 minutes ago. Now, Andy, we both know LA traffic. If you were supposed to be at the airport 30 minutes ago...
You're at a campus university, so you're nowhere near. At least 90-minute drive, possibly 2 hours.
That little boy is with the police.
And also, he's standing there on his own outside the airport in his little cowboy hat and his little cowboy shirt tucked into his jeans, and he's hooked his thumbs through his belt loops.
Just to make sure everyone's first impression of him is a tiny cowboy.
It's a tiny cowboy. I mean, possibly, if he put a hat down, people would give him money. He's like you could get a photo op. Look at the tiny
That's true.
It's like the Times Square naked cowboy. This is the LAX tiny cowboy.
Go on, stand next to him.
Get a
You'll
photo.
look big and not a cowboy.
Joey Lawrence's priorities are clearly spending time with his girlfriend, who they've only been dating for a short period of time. So they're still in that sort of honeymoon phase, and he doesn't want little Lawrence coming in, ruining things. So he's just like, I'm going to stick you in the movie room. We've got every movie you could possibly want. And then to illustrate that, he turns on the television and it's playing Brink, which is the best Disney Channel original movie.
I mean, when we watched this for the first time, I think we both physically leapt to our feet.
Punching the air in triumph.
I believe it's Val from Brink, isn't it? And he's like
doing sick moves.
Mid-air, just doing the most sick stunts. And you're just like, wow.
So we get a kind of montage of the neglect of little Lawrence at the hands of Joey Lawrence. He's being looked after. There is a maid, so he's not just sort of roaming the house on his own. The maid is delighted to cook real food for a non-douche.
Arlene is the maid.
Yeah, she makes him sort of bacon and eggs and pancakes and all sorts of hearty food.
And he cooks for her. This is the way my mum makes it. Because
these Hollywood phonies would never.
Out here in Montana, we do things a little different.
Yeah, we cook our food. Maybe it's old-fashioned. Maybe it's kind of silly in this modern world.
But hey, if that's old-fashioned, well, then I guess I'm old-fashioned.
Spiralized courgette? Not for me, thanks. I'll take a good home fries and a country steak.
I'll eat courgette the way my daddy did and his daddy before him. Raw out of the earth.
Out of the mouth of the mad horse that stole it. Yeah, he's keeping himself busy while Joey Lawrence runs around after his girlfriend. He's roping statues in the yard. He's playing soccer on his own. He's watching Brink.
Now, obviously, little Lawrence doesn't get to do anything around LA, including go to Disneyland, which I think is pretty sad. But do you think there's an argument to say that he's actually having, like, the best time possible in LA?
I was thinking about this and how I would react to a holiday where I was left alone in a giant mansion with a cinema room full of movies and
tennis courts, radio controlled boats,
swimming pool with a radio controlled boat, and
chef.
It would have been easily the best holiday I ever went on as a child.
Yeah, you would say, well, this is tremendous news because now I don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And Joey Lawrence does feel bad about not taking him to Disneyland, mostly because he gets bollocked by the maid.
Yeah.
He's like, he wakes up at his normal time and he says, today we're going to Disneyland now.
12:15.
Well, he wakes up at 12:15.
I'm opening Google Maps.
He's had to shower, he's had to do his hair, he's had to get dressed. It's easily 1 p.m. by the time he walks into the kitchen and announces
1
that's the
p.m. is generous, but yes, let's go with that. We don't know where in Beverly Hills he lives, do we? So let's just
put the Beverly Center as a kind of central location.
What day is it? It's a Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's actually the day we're recording. So if I look at traffic now, 6:30 in the UK time, it's going to be pretty close to the traffic that they would be facing.
Well, I mean, this is traffic from 1999. I don't know how different traffic was back then. Is there a historical traffic data website we can pull up?
Traffic data. Yeah. geohub.lacity.org has...
how long would it take you in 1999 to drive from Beverly Hills to Disneyland?
They've got all the facts and figures, and it's all public and searchable, but also complicated to look at.
All right, let's just go with it
Let's call it an hour, best case.
An hour's drive. Okay, so then you've got to park. The point I'm trying to make is that you have not given yourself enough time to have a good day at Disneyland.
No.
And this is 1999, which is the year that FastPass launched.
Okay.
It launched late 1999. And even if it had launched, I don't think Joey Lawrence would be engaged enough with the marketing to have embraced the FastPass system.
That's not the impression I get.
Best case scenario, they're in the door 2:30 after they've parked.
That's
3 o'clock.
After they park, I reckon they're through the gates 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
You've got to remember, little Lawrence has little legs as well. You know, he's not striding purposefully like we would.
Yeah, I mean, They've set themselves up for the worst Disney's Day ever, basically.
Yeah.
But the fact is, they never make it to Disneyland because Big Lawrence gets a call from his girlfriend. Her dad's in town. He wants them to come to the racetrack and hang out. So he dumps little Lawrence at the kiddie corral, the soft play area. He eventually makes it back and...
he gets involved in a car accident, which is basically, his fault. He's rushing, he's clumsy, and he fails.
Well, he's aware that he's missing the best part of the Disney Day, so...
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I would have just said that to the woman.
Yeah.
I said, look, it's 4 p.m. Fast pass is not a thing I'm aware of.
Fast pass is nascent technology at best.
Fast pass is nascent! Nascent!
Incidentally, can I just say her dad is a movie director, and I like how they visually represented movie director in this film. It's a bearded man wearing a silk ascot tie, and he says, "Looks like you picked another winner."
I mean, file under the deep self-loathing that Horse Sense exudes from its.
Look at this asshole, everyone! He directs movies.
Yeah, this film hates films, hates that it's a film, hates where films are made. Okay, so. I think at this point we can sort of move on to the part where, as punishment...
Oh, no.
No?
I don't think so.
No?
Can we? No, I think we need to talk about the fact that Joey Lawrence drives to the children's soft play area, runs in screaming, and then climbs inside...
Oh my God, of course!
Climbs inside the children's play structure as an adult man who was not there with an accompanied child.
He runs straight in, launches inside it, and then has some kind of medical episode while he's there, which is sort of indicated with the screen going all wibbly-wobbly. Like, being in a soft play is not that overwhelming to the senses. I think there's something wrong with his heart or something.
I think we have to assume that him and his girlfriend's dad were doing cocaine at the races.
I mean, I think, we have to. Well, horse tranquilizers at the track or something. Because, he falls down a slide, sort of crumples to the ground as if dead.
Yeah.
And then, the woman who runs the world's least secure kiddie zone is like, oh, yeah, that kid left. Someone called and said, can I...
Help yourself to another one if you want. I obviously don't care about children's safety because I let this raving man in off the street.
I can't believe we nearly missed the bit. I mean, I think it's the film panicking, and rightly so, that it's gone this far without anything funny happening.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, and then he does finally catch up with little Lawrence, who's heading to the airport, and he says, "I was at the races," and Andrew Lawrence, he says, "Oh, that's bad. They abuse the horses," and then Joey Lawrence says that you can't abuse horses. Which is it's a bold stance to take for someone who owns several horses. And then little Lawrence is like, "Oh, if you ever make it out to Montana, I'll be sure to return the favour," in a very ominous fashion.
Ominous is right, because Big Lawrence is sentenced to a month's free unpaid labour on the Little Lawrence farm.
So he's off to Montana.
Yeah, he arrives
to live real.
He seems to fly there in a private jet.
It's a little twin prop plane. Now, I think probably what that's meant to imply is where they live is so remote that he took a regular plane somewhere and then he had to get a smaller plane to a local airfield.
Right. Okay.
He's dressed like a professional gambler, I will say. He's wearing a leather blazer, a big, wide-brimmed black Stetson, and these incredibly elaborate Italian leather cowboy boots.
I feel like at this point, the film starts to make some serious missteps, because what it wants is for us to think, look at this vapid, shallow LA man dressed like an absolute casual with his stupid style over substance footwear and hat. However, I'm of the opinion that the film goes way too hard on Big Lawrence.
Big Lawrence.
Everybody he meets in Montana is horrible to him.
Yeah.
Right? So, straight off the plane, people are being rude to him. They're looking him up and down. Did you spot the cameo from Middle Lawrence?
Yes. So, this is such a strange moment. So he's dressed in all his black leather and cowboy hat and stuff, and a local dressed in a sort of cut off denim shirt and a cowboy hat walks past him and gives him what I think in the script must have been written as a sort of appraising look as he takes in this city slicker, and then he shoots him a look as if to say, "You won't last a minute out here in Montana, kid." But the way that Matthew Lawrence, the middle brother, plays this look is extremely sexual, I would say. He looks him up and down and all but sort of bites his lip. It's just a very odd scene of a cameo of the middle Lawrence brother basically eye-f***ing his elder brother and then walking off.
Okay, it's not the Lawrence brothers' fault. And the reason I can say that with certainty is because I have a note later in the film that due to a filmmaking error, it very much makes it look at a certain point in the film like Big Lawrence has fallen romantically in love with Little Lawrence. So, like, this keeps happening, and I don't think it's the Lawrence brothers' fault. I think it's the fault.
I can fully see it, like, the stage direction be like Matthew looks him up and down and shakes his head as if to say, "Good luck, city boy."
I bet after he did that scene, Matthew was like, "Can we do that again? I feel like it was a bit flirty by accident," and the director's like, no, we got it.
I think we got it.
It's in the can.
I'd like to do another one. We've run out of film.
There's no more
film, I'm afraid.
To burn the film onto. So everyone in Montana is actively unpleasant to Big Lawrence.
Yeah. He gets in the car with his aunt and Little Lawrence, and he says, "Is there anywhere around here I can get a latte?"
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, you won't find coffee here in Montana."
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
The big man.
City boy wants coffee with milk in it.
It's called milk coffee.
I think they'll do you a soda at the diner. Does the diner not do coffee?
I reckon the diner probably does coffee. When he meets the farmhands who work on the ranch, who are called Twister and Mule, Twister grabs his hands and looks at them and is like, "These hands you've never worked a day in your life." At this point, I would just point out, he's there for a month and he's working for free. So I'm sorry. And actually, that was the point where my sympathies swung like a compass needle.
To Big Lawrence.
To Big Lawrence, because, everyone is quite unpleasant to him.
You ain't worked much, have you?
Twister's the backbone of the ranch here, and I don't know what we'd do without Mule.
There's some nice boots you're wearing.
Thank you. Thanks. They're Italian leather.
Does that mean the cows moo with an accent?
No, that means they're high quality and expensive.
Yeah? Well, boots are boots to me.
Well, we do also discover at this point in the film that the ranch is in quite serious financial distress as well. So they're going through some stuff.
It's implied that what they're going through is nothing of their own making, right? It's a sort of the economic pressures of the agricultural industry in the USA. It's hitting all these ranchers.
He's trying to ingratiate himself, but they're having none of it.
I think, you know what? Considering this is a punishment, I think he goes there with a real good attitude, actually. He's like, he's affable, he's friendly.
He's ready to work.
I mean, not early in the morning, but, in principle, he's ready to roll up his sleeves and earn his trip to Europe.
The girlfriend still doesn't get it. She phones him up and is like, "Oh, we're all going to Aspen. Are you coming?" And he's like, I can't. I've just arrived in Montana." And then to sweeten the deal, she says, "But we're staying at Kevin Costner's house," which probably seemed more appealing in 1999 than it does now.
Also, then later in the film, there's a Dances with Wolves reference that Gina makes. So Gina, has Costner on the brain. Can we talk? I think I would like to devote a whole section to the pranks, the various goofs and spoofs that they play on Big Lawrence.
I have one note about the breakfast scene, and then we can move on.
Okay.
Joey Lawrence says, "I've never seen eggs that colour. The eggs are white and yellow."
Yeah, right.
They're the colour of normal eggs.
That made me do some Google searches to try and figure out, were eggs a different colour in the 90s? If you
green or something?
My parents used to keep a few chickens, right? So in our garden when I was younger.
Home style ranch,
exactly.
Where you lived the old way.
I lived the old way on the Westaway Ranch. So, we would sometimes go and have eggs, and those eggs were laid fresh that morning for breakfast, and they looked exactly the same as the ones you get in the supermarket. And they said that's the colour eggs are supposed to be if the chickens haven't eaten anything phony.
I think maybe it's a reference to, how eggs in America are white and eggs that are over here are brown.
Yeah,
and they're white because they get washed off or something in a factory. But he's looking at a cooked egg at this point.
Yeah, right. Hang on. Maybe the script suggested he would be looking at an egg in its shell, but on the day they were like, "Damn, we already cooked them all. We've got no eggs in the shell left."
And I used all the film up on that Matthew Lawrence look.
Yeah, you don't see the eggs that he's looking at, so it's possible that when he looks down at the eggs, they're luminous green. And you and I, Andy, City Slickers, have also never seen the colour that eggs are supposed to be.
You and I have never done a hard day's work on a ranch in our lives.
Yeah, look at my soft hand. Do these look like the soft hands of someone who knows the real colour of an egg?
You make me sick. You and your turkey bacon and your lattes, your coffee with milk in it.
No wonder Twister is like, God, I can't believe you come here to work for free for a month.
Yeah. I can't wait to drive a fence post through your throat in a fight in the ranch later. The ranch is in considerable financial distress, as we've discussed, but maybe they should have taken on some sponsors.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that would have saved the ranch. You ever think of that? No, you didn't, because you're all about horses, and if you'd maybe listened to some of the big city ideas, you could have saved the ranch, idiots.
Did they even think about going to Insert Coin, the people who make cool official clothes and other stuff based on the video games you love, and saying, hey, do you want to sponsor our ranch? I'll wager they didn't, Andy. Because if they had done, they would have found Insert Coin, and I think I can speak for them on this, willing to sponsor any ranch or horse.
Yeah, and they've got t-shirts and clothing based on all of your favourite video games, none of which were around in 1999.
No, well, some of them were. Doom, they've got Doom range.
Doom. Can you imagine working the ranch in a cool Doom hoodie?
You don't have to imagine if you go to insertcoinclothing.com and buy some of their cool Doom clothes and then go work on a ranch. I guess that's the hardest step.
Yeah, I mean, it's a multi-stage process. You'll get there. If you go to www.insertcoinclothing.com, you can use our code MAINFEATURE, MANEFEATURE, to get 20% off online orders, not including bundles, charity items, gift cards, or postage, or ranch-saving purchases. Each code is one use per person, and they'll be valid until the end of 2022, so get on it.
And that gives you plenty of time to get a cool video game t-shirt and try to put it on a horse. Yeah. Fundamentally, being a mammal, the horse does sort of have arms and a head.
Yeah, but it's a lot harder than it sounds. It's one of the requirements to become a rancher. It's like you can stay on it if it's bucking, like all the medical problems a horse can have, and finally, you got to put a t-shirt on a horse.
Thank you, Insert Coin, for sponsoring Mum Can't Cook, cool official clothes based on the video games you love, and again, they will put clothes on any horse and sponsor any ranch.
Absolutely. Little Lawrence has a sadistic streak, I think it's true to say. He feels slighted by his experience in Los Angeles, and now it's payback time, and he's going to take it out of Joey Lawrence's ass.
You know what? He's going through a hard time. He's lost his father. He was trampled to death by 100 horses. But frankly, there's no excuse for the kind of BS that he pulls on the regular. Okay, prank number 1. He lets him believe that it's okay to stay up late, knowing full well that he's going to have to get up at like 4:30 in the morning. Okay, getting up at 4:30 in the morning is fine, but how does he wake him up? He bangs a triangle.
A triangle next to his head.
Who has a triangle?
It's for waking up Joey Lawrence. He ordered it special. Sent away to the catalogue.
He had Twister help him smelt it.
Yeah. So he's miserable and tired. Yeah. And then the first task that he gives him is to move a load of manure. So it's got to go from one place to another.
Yeah.
And he leads him to the pile of manure where there is a shovel and some gloves. And he says, well, you'd better get started. Now, in that situation, I think you would be entirely forgiven for thinking, okay, I need to use the shovel to move the manure, which Joey Lawrence does. It's probably the longest manure shoveling scene in any decom. It takes a long time. Joey Lawrence at several points falls over and gets manure in his mouth and eyes.
Yeah, and is menaced by an angry bull that is just nearby.
True. And then the twist, the prestige here, the reveal, is that there was a tractor behind a shed nearby that he was supposed to use that no one told him about or taught him how to use. It's heavy farming equipment. You can't just get on and guess how it goes.
Yeah,
it needs to be shown.
How's about this for a prestige? If you needed the manure 10 feet away, why not stack the manure there to begin with? He's like, how am I supposed to move it? And little Lawrence is like, I don't know, you're the one who goes to college. And it's like, okay, well, how about this from my college education? Put the manure here instead of there, because it's just the other side of the bullpen. And then when someone comes to pick up the enormous pile of manure, you won't have had to move it around. You're doing a lot of unnecessary manure moving.
But this way, Big Lawrence gets manure in his eyes and mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think was the actual real end goal.
And God knows what that bull, has in its stomach that it's passing on, because this bull isn't eating anything phony that would...
It's eating eggs that are the real colour, you know the one.
To look upon it is to lose your mind.
The colour out of space. Yeah, next prank. He's like, let's get on horses and go for a ride. I thought you could ride this horse. And then he points to a rubbish-looking horse.
Yeah.
And knowing full well that Joey Lawrence's hubris will cause him to select a better-looking horse. And right in his eye line, he has placed a horse that they've called Black, which is a violent and aggressive, insane horse. Big Lawrence tries to ride before he is immediately bucked into the pen of the bull and almost gored and killed to death by it.
Yeah, he could have been killed in so many different ways. Also, that horse, I think, what's it called? Slingshot? The one who is the one who's like really skinny and old. Looks really skinny and old. It just made me remember Little Lawrence's line about how horse racing is animal abuse.
He talks a big game about animal cruelty, but then his ranch brands their cattle, which is a practice I believe has been outlawed due to its cruelty.
Hot iron branding is illegal in the UK, but I don't think it's illegal in the US. Although there are alternatives, like high-tech alternatives, like tags in ears and like other kinds of brand. I ended up doing like quite a lot of research into cattle branding. This film, that's how on Big Lawrence's side I was googling whether this ranch
this was a winning point against the younger Lawrence.
I'm looking for any ammunition against these ranching bastards, you know. Like, I just want to I'm like, I've got to take them down on the podcast. Prank number 4 is quite similar to the manure prank in a way. Big Lawrence is asked to move a number of fence posts onto the bed of a truck.
It's like a Professor Layton puzzle or something. so convoluted. And it's one of the really annoying ones where you're like, the actual answer was a secret pixel in the corner of the screen that you missed.
He loads all of these fence posts onto the truck, and then all of the ranchers ride up and are like, hey, you stupid idiot, didn't you know that truck doesn't even run? You were supposed to put him in this equally beat up looking truck that's hidden from view.
That's hidden around the corner, you clown. I'm beginning to see why this ranch is failing. This inefficient practices.
They're too busy devising cruel pranks for city slicking Big Lawrence.
Anyway, Big Lawrence is having a terrible time. He's miserable.
Yeah.
He's tired. He's been worked to the bone and pranked super hard.
What I couldn't stop thinking about, like, during this whole middle section of the film is, like, it would just be so choice if he got to the ranch and he could do it all really well.
I mean, he's got big muscles.
Yeah, like if he just was a natural and he just picked it up better than Twister and better than Mule. And they were like, I guess you want to ride this horse. And he just got on Black Lightning and rode Black Lightning easily.
Yeah.
You know?
And then he was like, I've identified several holes in your accounts that would easily fix your financial problems.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you them.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Europe. Bye.
And then he rides Black Lightning off into the distance. That's not what happens. What happens is that he starts to appreciate life on the ranch.
Yeah.
His aunt is sitting out on the porch, and he says, "What are we looking at?" And she says, "God's painting again." And he says, "What?" Which I think is a fair reply to that statement.
Sorry, there's quite a lot of lead in our water. She turns her head slowly like an owl, locks eye contact, and says, "God's painting again."
He looks down. She's turning a crucifix over and over in her hand. It's shredded the fingers. Blood is pouring through them. But yeah, and then she starts pouring her heart out about the kind of problems that they're having. And then she turns to him and he's fallen asleep. Which is such a wild thing to do in that situation.
I know. So, I think the lowest point that he experiences, right, before he decides to turn his act around, is the moment where he's out on the ranch. He's on wolf watch, right?
Yes. They put this inexperienced rancher who can't ride a horse properly, they send him out to be first watch for wolves. Can we read this as an assassination attempt?
I mean, I think so. Then Gina phones him, which he's not expecting, and the ringing of his phone causes the cattle to stampede. And in an absolutely wild move, Big Lawrence is running from the cattle and reflexively uses his cell phone to call 911 and calls the police on the cows, even though we know that the rest of the ranchers are within earshot.
There's been a criminal stampede. These cows must be arrested.
You need to come here and shoot all these cows.
Yeah, it is. That's a weird thing to do.
But it's all up from here, right? Because
they have him and Little Lawrence have an enormous row.
Did you write down what Little Lawrence says in that enormous row?
Not word for word, no.
I did, because I really loved it. He says, "There's nothing about you I like or respect."
Wow.
Can't believe I used to wish you were my brother. There's nothing about you I like or respect.
Yeah, no, I do remember that, now that you mention it.
However, Big Lawrence has decided that he actually wants to save the ranch from its financial dire straits. And look, he's a business major. He's got a plan, and that plan is a pyramid scheme.
That's such an amazing... They smash cut from him talking to his dad and saying he's going to find a way to save the ranch.
I've got to do the right thing and save this ranch.
To him pitching a pyramid scheme to bloody Twister.
So you see, Twister, I put in $1,500, and you put in $1,500, but we get a cool $1 million.
Oh, man. It's so choice. The way he still doesn't get it. But this is just after he has a long conversation with Andrew Lawrence about the wild horses that live on their property.
Yes.
These are a herd of wild horses. He's named all of them. He loves them. Very special to him and his dad. He says that, my dad always used to say that wild horses bring us good luck. Guess he was wrong. That was the point at which I assumed that his father's cause of death was being kicked to death by a wild horse.
Run over by 100 horses. Yeah.
Again, no cause of death is given.
No.
When they say he was sick...
Yeah, I would be sick if I was run over by 100 horses.
Yeah, he was on his deathbed. He lingered.
Yeah.
That's the problem when you're stampeded. You can live for weeks.
If it's a gut wound,
it's gut stampeding. But yeah, so his current plan is a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It's not working out. But he does feel bad for the family. He wants to help in any way he can. And one way he decides he can help is by finishing the treehouse that Tommy and his dad were working on. And that he wants to get finished before they have to move out of the house. So showing a previously unhinted at talent for carpentry.
Yeah, right.
He flawlessly finishes this treehouse, at which point Tommy returns home, flies into a rage and kicks it to pieces.
I have a note here that I don't think it was supposed to be as funny as it is. Watching Little Lawrence fly into a rage and kick down a treehouse. He's like, with his little legs, he's sort of kicking over. He's like pulling the bits of wood off, and he's
still dressed as the famous LAX tiny cowboy. Watching him go buck wild on this treehouse is pretty entertaining.
I think it's supposed to be the most emotional scene in the film, but it is unfortunately pretty funny. As these scenes play out, we are kind of getting in a sort of broken montage. Big Lawrence generally improving his attitude, learning to work the farm, learning to work the land.
Learning to hate his LA girlfriend.
Exactly.
She's like, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be there. He saw 5 minutes ago, which is rich coming from someone who's acting in a film with Joey Lawrence.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Gina, like, way to date your comments there, because exactly. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is going to go from strength to strength to strength. So you look
Oscar-winning actor.
You look like an idiot now.
Yeah. How many Oscars do you have?
1 for Horse Sense.
I think the sort of the big turning point for their relationship is when they rescue a horse that's trapped in mud.
Thank God we're finally talking about it.
The quicksand mud.
The wild horse Tommy boy is going to die. That's the promise.
You just gotta get him out of there, Michael. Wild horses stress really easy. They could die from it.
Okay, all right. But I'm gonna go out there.
No, let me. I'm later.
All right, just be careful, okay?
I will.
And then they get there, and I don't think Tommy Boy's gonna die. I think
Tommy Boy's sort of lying down in a puddle.
Tommy Boy's sort of up to its knees, or whatever the horse equivalent of your shoulders is, in mud. Is stressed out, and I guess this is why they emphasise that wild horses can die of stress, which, from an evolutionary point of view, feels like a misstep.
Yeah, we had to let the wild horses finish trampling Dad to death, because otherwise they might have died of stress. Once they've started, you have to let them finish.
You have to let them finish. I had to and it took them it took them days. Dad would keep getting up, and it looked like he was.
The thing is, Dad, he was a real old pro rancher. He knew that they had to finish as well, so he took it all on the chin. Literally,
he lay down and unbuttoned his shirt.
To give their hooves freer access.
Hey, Tommy boy. He drew a little X on his chest. He said, "Hey, Tommy boy, here's my heart. Stop it with your hooves.
Go inside and help your mum with the dinner, son."
I don't want you to see this. Ah! Okay,
Yeah,
so the two of them do rescue Tommy Boy, and here's where I have my notes that the editing of the film goes absolutely buck wild for a few minutes. I don't know how else to describe it, but the way that little Lawrence rescues the horse, he's like massaging the horse. It's all in slow motion. There's this sparkly instrumental thing playing, which is just cinematic shorthand for these people are falling in love, right? And like Big Lawrence, he's like looking at him significantly, and then it cuts to these kind of slow-mo shots of horse massaging, and it's very romantically edited.
And the horse it's a wild, untamed horse that is symbolic. Yes. Of a kind of wild, untamed relationship.
This is a scene straight out of a period drama, a bodice ripper.
I feel like maybe the screenwriter had this scene in like a different script, which was a rom-com, and they're like, this film's coming in at like 42 minutes. We need horse. I've got a scene about a horse. Yeah, it's set on a farm. We'll just
I'll simply replace the the well-to-do city belle and the lusty rancher
the lusty rancher
with these two cousins. It'll be fine. Then things get weird, because in the next scene, immediately after this, Big Lawrence is going home. He's in the car. Little Lawrence rides up alongside and gives him the whistle as a symbolic sign that they are now best friends. And then in an extremely oddly edited sequence, it starts flashing to the racetrack. It was not clear to me that we were flashing forward in time. Again, it's edited like a flashback to the previous scene with the horse race. I thought that Big Lawrence was having some kind of revelation, like a twist. Like he looked at the horse that little Lawrence was riding and was going, "I've seen that horse. I know this horse." Like, do you know what I mean? Something was happening.
He has a change of heart and decides that he wants to stay and save the ranch. But he has it like 3 days later in Los Angeles.
You know what? That's basically it, right? That's at the root of why this scene is odd. Because and he has it because he's at the horse races, and he sees a horse bucking and
being whipped
and going wild. And even though the horse's jockey is right there, and look, maybe it's animal abuse to race horses, but I reckon the jockeys know how to calm them down.
Yeah, but no, they don't know like a Montana rancher who has magic horse powers.
Yeah, who's been doing it for like 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, so he steps in, all Chris Pratt in Jurassic World, like. Yeah, and he's like, "Whoa!"
with his open palm extended.
Whoa, no one's gonna hurt you, boy.
Hey, boy.
Hey, come on. Hey, I've done 3 weeks of ranching.
I've got horse sense.
Yeah, I've got horse sense. It's 2 words.
Horse sense.
Horse sense. Look, just calm down, all right? Horse sense. So he uses his horse whispering abilities to calm this horse down, and he realizes, this isn't the place for me. I belong in Montana.
So what does he do? He kisses Arlene, the maid, sensually on the cheek, which is weird, and packs up to go back to Montana.
Yeah, despite being told that his cousins are too proud to accept money, he sells his Porsche and liquidates his trust fund and then tries to give them money.
Why aren't they accepting the money? Is it just basically like halfway through the writers realised they had a massive problem here because they had introduced a farm in trouble and a character from an extremely wealthy family?
But the problem is they're A, too proud to accept the money, and B, the ranch itself is a terrible investment because it's a financial black hole.
Yeah, that's true. So he liquidates his trust fund and goes back. It's like, I want to invest in this ranch. I really believe you can do it. And I will say, at that point, I thought she was going to take the money and he would stay and, make a return on his investment. But credit to the film, the ranch mom is like, no, I can't stress this enough. This ranch sucks so bad. You would not get your money back. It's a very bad ranch.
We're going to lose the ranch and it'll be sad, but we'll land on our feet somehow. And little Tommy will probably be all sad and have a terrible life and have major problems.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's 12 minutes left in this film. Like, they're gonna turn this around pretty quickly. We're heading into Act 3 now.
I would say, obviously, as well, Big Lawrence goes out to the car and he tells Gina, who's waiting there, in the fancy car, Gina, I'm not coming with you to Europe. And obviously, what this is supposed to do is show personal growth. But he's just let Gina down in the exact same way that he let little Lawrence down at the beginning of the film. Like, it's the exact same thing. She'd be like, this is exactly what you did to your cousin. Like, you promised you'd do something and then at the last minute just bailed for no reason to go do something else that you thought was more important.
They have a month-long itinerary planned. They've got all these appointments and places they're supposed to be staying and people they're supposed to be seeing. And he is just, at the very last possible moment, let everyone down.
He's holding his bags and he's like, psych, I'm just going to walk back into the house.
Bye.
So he goes to Montana. At the ranch, an auction is taking place of basically all of their worldly possessions, right? Because they're just trying to drum up some money so that they can leave the ranch with a little bit of cash in hand. And at this point, Big Lawrence realizes that he has the key to saving the ranch. And this revelation comes about in the most bizarre left turn, like reversing into the plot device kind of way that it possibly could. So what's happening is they're going through a trunk full of old school stuff. This is how we know that little Lawrence at one point
could read.
At one point was schooled and could read. They're going through it and Big Lawrence goes, old school stuff. Yeah, oh, what's this? An exam. Yeah, I did an exam. The last exam I did, yeah, it was about land trusts. Wait, land trusts. That reminds me, I've devoted at least a year to learning about land trusts.
That reminds me of land trusts.
That reminds me that I know all about land deals of the kind that would really help this ranch right now.
And so he races to he's unable to get his truck out because it's been backed in.
Yeah.
So he jumps onto Black Lightning.
Yeah.
And he races across the fields.
Yes.
And he drifts his horse through the window of the bank. And he rolls and he runs up to the bank manager and he says, "Wait, you can't foreclose on the ranch, because I know about land trusts."
And the bank manager says, "What grade did you get in your land trust exam?" Well, it was a D. I don't know anything about land trusts, actually.
Yeah, it was a D, but I don't know if you know what D stands for, my friend, in academic circles. I think you'll find it stands for delightful reading, dude.
He looks the bank manager square in the eyes and he says, "How about making a difference in someone's life?"
Yeah.
And the bank manager says, "I'll think about it," which is exactly what I would say if I wanted someone to leave my office.
He says to him, "Look, there is a flock of wild horses on this land."
Yeah.
Flock is probably the wrong word. There is a flock of wild horses on this land.
It's a swarm once they've killed someone.
A murder of wild horses. So the land trust will purchase the land and they will pay the family to stay on as its caretakers. They won't own the land anymore, but they'll be able to live on it for as long as they want.
Yeah.
And then the bank manager says, "That's not what a land trust is. You don't understand this subject at all." That's not what happens, but that should be what happens because he doesn't understand this subject at all.
And having had nothing more from the bank manager than, "I'll give it some thought," he then rides back and stop the auction! The ranch is saved!
The bank manager said he would think about it.
Now look, I have to tell you, it's not 100%, but also, it is 100%.
Put down that antique armoire, you idiot.
The day is saved. Okay, yeah. What they've done basically is the equivalent of like putting up a bat box or something so that a building can't be demolished because it technically has a
bat lives there.
A bat lives there or something. Did you do any research on land trusts, Andy? Because I did.
No. Why do you do these things?
What I did was I did a little bit of Googling and I basically ended up on montanalandtrusts.org.
Ooh.
And they have an FAQ page. I won't go into all of the detail because it's exceptionally dry. But the Montana Association of Land Trusts, or MALT, created in 2005 to help maintain a Montana policy climate.
Created in 2005. This movie is from 1999.
Yeah, so it's possible that land trusts in Montana changed significantly
After this movie.
yeah, this movie. They had
Everyone was
they
like,
had
buy my ranch, you idiots, there's a bat.
to close some loopholes. I won't read you the whole Q&A because it's all about Montana land trust and it's very dry, but I just will read you the beginning of point 9, Q&A. The question is, can anyone start a land trust? And the answer begins, not really.
So, I mean, there's no epilogue to this film, but we have to assume it involves the family sat in the bank being told that Joey Lawrence has misunderstood land trusts.
Oh man. Oh god. And you know what? Like, that is it. Basically, that's horse sense.
How did this film get... Who came up with the idea? They were like, we'll make a film about land trusts. Like, how does that even... Where does that even come from? And it wraps up so quickly. All this land trust stuff is in literally the last 10 minutes of the film.
It's like You Lucky Dog. There's a 10-minute legal...
10-minute legal third act that wraps everything up super quickly.
I thought that this film... I mean, like all DCOMs, was basically rubbish. Though I have to say, the Lawrence brothers are so watchable, right?
Yeah, I give the Lawrence brothers a hard time, but they are brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, Joey Lawrence is great in this. Andrew Lawrence is great in this.
They elevate
as
the
you say,
material.
they're incredibly watchable. There is another Lawrence brothers DCOM that I'm sure we will get to further down the line called Jumping Ship that has all three of them on it, and it is one of my favourite DCOMs because it is utterly unhinged.
Wikipedia described... I don't know if you knew this, Andy, because we watched Jumping Ship and then Horse Sense, I think. But Wikipedia describes Jumping Ship as a direct sequel to Horse Sense.
I mean, it's not. They're playing completely different characters.
Jumping Ship film. Jumping Ship is the 2001 sequel to the 1999 DCOM Horse Sense. Yeah, they are. It's Michael
and Tommy again.
It's Michael and Tommy. Okay, so...
What?
Yes, no. Okay, so to summarise, you've seen Horse Sense. Let me tell you that in the sequel to Horse Sense, both cousins end up shipwrecked on a desert island with a gang of smugglers.
But also...
And a third cousin who showed up from nowhere but was in the airport.
He's not a cousin. He's the boat captain who's unrelated to them.
That's right. I mean, look, we're at risk of getting too deep into Jumping Ship here, but just know, if you have watched Horse Sense, you'll probably feel like you've wasted your time. And in a way you have, but it does have a sequel.
It is required reading for Jumping Ship, which is utterly bonkers.
That's not next time, though, is it, Andy? What is next time?
Next time, we're going with a Disney Channel original movie that does feature a mum that can't cook, so no one can hold that against us.
Yeah, so get off our case.
The film we will be watching is The 13th Year. I will read you the synopsis from Disney+.
Yes, please.
As he approaches his 13th birthday, Cody gets scales and fins, begins to breathe underwater, and communicates with fish. Can he find the secret behind this phenomenon?
And if you watch The 13th Year, the only thing you need to know, in addition to that being your homework, is do not stop when you see the end credits.
Oh, yeah, because there's a bit of music.
We're going to be devoting at least 20 minutes to the discussion of the bizarre
the theme song,
thing that happens musically when the end credits begin. So just be aware of that.
So either watch The 13th Year, or if you'd prefer, you don't have to watch it. You can just listen to us recap it for you. Yeah. Maybe that's the way that you like to enjoy this podcast, and that's totally fine as well.
It's entirely possible. We've in fact, let's move on to a little bit of feedback, because it's been really, really awesome.
You folks have been flooding the inbox.
Imagine our delight and surprise to find that the podcast is popular and people want to
somehow
engage with Disney Channel original movies and us. And write us lovely messages. So thank you so much, everyone who wrote in. There were a lot of messages. It was tough to pick a few, but I have picked a few for a sort of mailbag. Andy, would you like to hear a few?
Great, I would love to, yeah.
Well, Jen writes in to say, on the subject of You Lucky Dog, can we talk about the unmistakable correlation between You Lucky Dog and Knives Out in the opening scenes? Rian Johnson has a lot to thank this movie for.
That did also occur to me watching it. That sort of the opening sequence and the way that the murder mystery is set up is very Knives Out.
Very Knives Out.
Do you think that Rian Johnson has watched You Lucky Dog?
I mean, I think we have to assume yes.
And he was
not just watched, but stolen.
Stolen wholesale. Yeah, thought to himself, oh, I could steal this, but what if it weren't a dog, it was Chris Evans.
Jen says, of You Lucky Dog, of the two so far, my favourite. So, You Lucky Dog.
Wow. What's wrong with Smart House?
Speaking of You Lucky Dog, here's a theory from Anon, thank you for your email, who says, I think they seem to be trying for a heartfelt plot about an orphaned kid who lost his best friend and closed off his psychic gift from the pain, only to find himself opening up again and thus learning how to live, thanks to Lucky, which I think very neatly encapsulates the sort of character arc that You Lucky Dog completely misses.
It's a very generous reading of the film. And the film would be good if this were true. And you're like, yes, it would be if that were ever hinted at or communicated in the film You Lucky Dog.
Yeah, I think that's another one of those things where if you suggested it to the writers, they would be like, oh yeah, we should have done that. That was good.
But there's no film left, unfortunately.
We ran out of DVDs. Tyler says, I didn't get the Disney Channel growing up, so most of the DComs are new to me in all their auspicious glory. I did, however, live very close to the filming of High School Musical, and actually went to school with one of the actors who played a member of the basketball team.
Oh, that's cool.
His personality on screen was surprisingly similar to reality, in that he didn't have any speaking parts in the film, and he and I never spoke in real life.
That is very good and interesting, although I will repeat, we're not interested in High School Musical.
Yeah, a few people have said, like, are you sure you're not interested in High School Musical? And yes.
Yeah, we're not.
And Jamie writes in to say, for a brief moment, I was almost convinced to watch Smart House, then later realised that if I did, I may accidentally tell someone I've done so. Since we are no longer in a lockdown, this could ruin my entire brittle social life.
Yeah, well, imagine launching a podcast that is basically telling everyone that you've watched Smart House.
Look, that's the whole point of the podcast, right? So that you don't have to talk about this with people who don't get it.
Yeah, I thought maybe we'd get away with it even launching a podcast, and then it turns up in the iTunes charts next to Quentin Tarantino's podcast, and then he's probably looking at the charts himself, and he's like, oh, I see Andy and Luke have watched Smart House. So now Quentin Tarantino knows.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
Kermode and Mayo, they're also in the top 5. A film critic I respect enormously, Mark Kermode. I hope to one day be in his orbit, and now he knows I've watched all the DComs.
He knows that you've watched them and has no respect for you now.
Well, if you want to help keep us in the eye line of people we enormously respect and who we don't want to know that we're doing this, the best way to do it is to write a review for us, a positive review, hopefully, on iTunes. So many of you have already, and we really appreciate that. Did you know that Stickers Are Fun for All has given us a 5-star review, Andy, and writes 0 out of 10. The mum in Smart House was both not a mum and was an excellent cook.
That's a fair
point. But as I say, we're getting to it. There will be.
We'll get to a bad cooking mum.
And Ewan Morse, thank you for your review, who has written, this is the sort of conversation that you would have in the pub, but it's actually as funny as you remember it, rather than just fevered ramblings of the dispossessed proletariat. So yeah, thank you so much for all your reviews. You can get in touch with the podcast at momcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this and you want to and you do want to tell the world that you watch DComs and listen to this podcast, we have merch, official merch. Where can people find that, Andy?
If they go to momcan'tcookstore.com, they can find all sorts of cool apparel.
Yep. Stickers. Posters.
Posters of kick butt video screens. You put that on the wall of your Smart House. So
Pat will floor absorb it ASAP.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out. As we said earlier, the film we'll be talking about in 2 weeks' time is The 13th Year, which is where the fish boy in the theme song comes from.
Yeah, so we've got a mum who can't cook, and we're ticking off some of the intro lyrics. So
just absolutely classic DCOM.
You're welcome. Enjoy it, folks.
All right, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.